Hello guys, today we're going to be analyzing the Cincinnati Reds 7th round draft pick this year. They drafted him as a catcher, but apparently he can also play the outfield and first base. He's also listed as a utility player, so maybe he can play second base, shortstop, and third base too. But I would look for them mainly just to be using him as a catcher, maybe an outfielder or a first baseman every now and then. This dude, what can I say about him? He seems to have pretty decent discipline with his swing. He seems to have, a decent amount of power. I wouldn't say it's, amazing power, but he has pretty decent power. His contact is good, and like I already mentioned, he has good discipline with his swinging. He looks to have like good eyes with those balls. His swing, really not much you would need to change there, except maybe a few tweaks here and there to give him a bit more power. He seems to know when to swing. He looks to have a pretty good amount of speed. I wouldn't say he's like the very fast player, but he's fast for a catcher, definitely. I'd put him around maybe a second base, first baseman kind of speed. And MLB The Show 17 or 18 or whatever, I would rank his speed at maybe 45. I rate his power at maybe 77. His contact would definitely be mid 80s against lefties and righties. His power, let's see, so we already went over that. His his discipline would definitely probably be in the high 80s area, maybe like 88, 87 area is what I'd rank it. Let's see his swing. His clutch, his batting clutch, it looks to be pretty decent there. So I'd probably put it at maybe 62 is what I'd put that at. His pitch calling, I'd probably rate that as kind of needs work. That like needs a lot of work for him. I rate it maybe high 40s, low 50s, maybe like 47 to 51 range for that. Let's see. So I'd rate probably his arm strength at 61. I would rate his arm accuracy at maybe 50. I'm gonna go 54 on that. I would definitely probably have him work with Tucker Barnhart if the Reds do end up just using him as a catcher. I'd have him work with Tucker Barnhart and on working with, with him on the pop-up time and like basically just work on catching runners, stealing, and all that stuff. Like that's kind of important to a defensive game. I think that he would benefit a lot. Or like maybe they bring in somebody like Francisco Cervelli, who I love a lot. Amazing like pop-up time. You shouldn't run on Cervelli or Barnhart. I'm kind of torn between Barnhart and Cervelli to vote for in the MLB All-Star game. They're both really good, but if I had to choose based on experience, which is kind of important, I'd probably go with Cervelli. Cervelli's more of the old school kind of catcher, though. Back to this guy. I'd definitely have him work on that pop-up time to get him better. Pitch calling, yes, that's a definite work on for him. Power, a little bit. Speed, maybe a little bit more. contact, okay, like maybe a little bit in between if you have really nothing, if you want to change it up every once in a while. Discipline, maybe a few more, because he does kind of swing when it's there. Batting clutch, that's more of a confidence thing. I don't know if you can really work on that with somebody. Okay, so now back to the ratings. I would probably rate his blocking at I would rate his blocking more towards 65. Let's see, so what else? I would rate his catching, his receiving the ball, at 72. He doesn't really drop that many balls. I'm not sure there's many other ratings that I can give. So I'm gonna go into the next part. He seems to be a very good infielder, a very nice asset. Probably should have been drafted before the 7th round. I think the Reds probably got a steal with him. But the fact remains, will this guy actually be a bust and do really nothing in the minor leagues? We have seen players do that, like Matt Antonelli. He was a 1st-round pick by the Padres, I believe, and he really didn't go anywhere. This dude, if the minor leagues treats him right, just like any other player, he could get it. I would mainly work with him on the catching the runners and pop-up time and all that stuff, and the pitch calling. I'd mainly work with him on the defensive stuff. He seems to be pretty decent on the offensive. His when he's an infielder, his feet shuffling. Okay, yes, that's pretty good. You may want to work with him if you're on that. If you're gonna use him at other positions other than catcher. He seems to know his way around the diamond pretty well. What else can I say about this dude? He doesn't seem to have a very high temper. And if you did want to use him just as a catcher, we already went over that. If you wanted to use him just as an infielder, I would probably rate his his overall as a catcher would probably be somewhere in the 60s, most likely. Really, this dude just is a great pick. I hope that the Reds can sign him. I don't know about that, but he seems to be an asset that any team could need. And if the Reds do end up trading him, okay, they could probably get a good or at least decent player back if they don't fuck it up and give up nothing. This guy can actually really be a good player. I have high expectations for him in the minor leagues and the major leagues. Of course, there is Tucker Barnhart that he'd have to compete with. I wouldn't really be worried about Kurt Castellini. He's probably just a 1-year guy. So guys like Tony Cruz and those guys, they get re-signed and they're there for more years. This guy could compete with him to be Barnhart's backup if they do end up keeping Barnhart for a substantial amount of time. So yeah, and I do believe that they will keep this guy because he's such an asset. He can play multiple positions. You don't really see that a lot. Schuyler, I believe that's how you say it. He seems just to be a good pick. I don't know why he wasn't picked somewhere in the 1st round. That's where I would have gotten him based on his stats and his showcase videos that I've seen on YouTube. He looks to have a lot of power. maybe like it's something with injuries. I don't know, but he definitely is not a 7th rounder in my book. Jay could actually be competing for the catcher job, but if he wanted to, he could like compete with guys like Jonathan India and Nick Senzel for that third base spot. He wanted to. He can and maybe Suarez, if Suarez does end up sticking around for that third base. Guys like Skidder Jeanette, Tony Renda, Shedlong, he could end up fighting them for that second base job, that shortstop job with Peraza and whoever else we have down there. I didn't really do that much. Oh yeah, and Jeter Downs. Jeter Downs probably will be taking that spot up from Peraza pretty soon. Peraza's time is limited in Cincinnati, I believe, but this guy could like compete, and he could be the predecessor to Joey Votto at first base too. He's like an all-around diamond player. Really, the only play that he, position that he can't play is pitcher, which maybe he'll work on that in the minor leagues. I don't know. And as we're being honest, I don't really care what position he works on as long as he's like, like evolving at that position, getting better, and all that like amazing stuff. This guy could really be something if the minor leagues can hone his skill set in, because he does already have pretty decent discipline at the plate. He doesn't swing at a lot of balls and all that stuff, so I would look for him to be up soon. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel. If you do subscribe to the channel, please click that bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye.